2019년 코로나 이후로 우리는 팬데믹이 얼마나 위험하고 또 무서운 일인지 알게 되었습니다. 그리고 코로나 확산을 방지하기 위해 개인에서 국가까지 수많은 노력을 쏟은 끝에 2023년 국제적 공중보건 비상사태는 막을 내리게 되었죠. 그런데 여기 뇌 속에서 끊임없이 감염을 확산시키라는 끔찍한 명령을 내리는 바이러스가 있다면 어떨까요? 심지어 감염자들이 정상이고 비감염자들이 비정상이라고 생각하게 만드는 바이러스가요. 오늘 소개해드릴 작품, 아날로그 호러계의 마스터피스 중 하나인 탄지 바이러스입니다. 영상 들어가기 전에 한 가지, 이 작품의 배경은 루이지애나로, 루이지애나는 미국에서 유일하게 행정 단위를 카운티가 아닌 페리시라고 지칭합니다. 영상에서 페리시라는 단어가 나온다면 루이지애나의 군 정도로 생각하시면 되겠습니다.
Tape 1. Unidentified disease. Researcher, Dr. Julia Williams. Station, Kate's Crossing Health Unit. Date, the 8th of August, 1988. Report. Several cases of an unidentified infection have been reported in several parish residents. Patients were reported to have been swimming in the Tick-4 River prior to symptoms. Additional notes. Blood samples have been ordered from each patient. Water samples were taken from 3 key areas of the river. Sample 1, outside Lake Pontchartrain. Sample 2, near Kate's Crossing. Sample 3, North Parish. Results are expected in 7 to 8 business days. A follow-up to this entry will be made shortly after. Tape 2. Inconclusive. Researcher, Dr. Julia Williams. Station, Kate's Crossing Health Unit. Date, the 18th of August, 1988. Report. Low levels of aluminum and copper were discovered. Neither should have produced the symptoms found in patients. Blood work yielded negative results. Common pathogens consistent with symptoms were not present. Additional notes. Many of the patient's symptoms have improved. Several, however, have worsened by developing meningitis. 28 new patients have been admitted, all with initial symptoms of itchy throat, skin rash, irritated eyes, nausea, and diarrhea. I suspect we're dealing with something viral. Patient 1, infant, condition, asymptomatic. Patient 2, adult, condition, deceased. Patient 3, child, condition, stable. Patient 4, adult, condition, stable, lost child. Autopsy results. Patient 2, tumor found near spine. More tests need to be conducted on surviving patients. Tape 3, unknown pathogen identified. Researcher, Dr. Julia Williams. Station, Kate's Crossing Health Unit. Date, the 5th of November, 1988. Report. I believe to have discovered a new pathogen in the waterways near Kate's Crossing. It was also found in the bloodwork of our patients. We are nicknaming the disease the Tangi Virus. Report continued. The parish government has been notified. Blood samples, water samples, and biopsies have been sent to the CDC. Biopsy results. The tumor yielded a strange and frightening discovery. They were filled with aggressive worm-like organisms. As impossible as this may seem, but it appears the organisms are being birthed from the virus. Almost like they are being hatched. Results. Further tests are needed. Additional thoughts. The idea of discovering a new virus is both terrifying and exciting. I'm just glad we identified the pathogen before it had a chance to spread. Tape 4. Cause for concern. Researcher. Dr. Julia Williams. Station. Kate's Crossing Health Unit. Date. The 7th of January, 1989. Report. My supervisor has informed me that the CDC is still processing the samples sent 2 months ago. An official statement should be coming soon. However, he was assured that the pathogen in question was not a serious threat. I find this shocking considering what I have found in my own research. The virus initially reproduces in a lytic cycle. However, in time, it undergoes a type of metamorphosis. From what I can observe, the viral stage seems to be its immature form. Once the worm-like parasites emerge, they immediately seem to gravitate toward the brain and nervous systems. Survivors show negative results for Tangi Virus. However, I am wondering what might be going on in their head as the only way to detect the secondary infection may be an autopsy. I believe it may be in our best interests if I contact the CDC myself.
탄지 바이러스는 감염 초기엔 양성 진단이 가능하지만 기생충이 부화하고 뇌를 점령하는 순간부터는 기존의 검사 방법으로는 감염의 음성을 보이기 때문에 오직 환자의 머리를 절개해 확인하는 방법뿐이라고 하네요.
The CDC hasn't received our samples. When confronted as to why, my supervisor claims that another parish confirmed that the pathogen to be Giardia. I find this to be not only outrageous but inane. Why would he lie about sending the samples to the CDC? And Giardia, a grade schooler wouldn't confuse Giardia with the Tangi virus.
줄리아 박사의 상사는 CDC로 탄지 바이러스 샘플이 가지 못하게 의도적으로 막은 듯합니다. 심지어 이 바이러스가 단순히 지아르디아라는 수인성 질병이라고 단정하죠. 여기서 지아르디아는 강이나 계곡 같은 곳에서 물놀이를 하다가 그 물을 마시면 걸리게 되는 기생충성 장염으로 그냥 구충제 먹으면 낫는 흔한 질병입니다. 그런데 부화하자마자 기생충이 뇌까지 즉시 이동해 점령하는 이 끔찍한 탄지 바이러스를 상사는 왜 이렇게 축소하고 과소평가했던 걸까요?
Tape 5. Tipping Point. Researcher. Dr. Julia Williams. Station. Kate's Crossing Health Unit. Date. The 4th of April, 1989. Report. Despite my repeated warnings, the parish government is promoting its waterways to its citizens and surrounding parishes. Apparently, that's why the CDC was not alerted. The riverways are big money and no one in the administration wants a potentially deadly disease scaring the tourists. Typical government bureaucracy. I fear this could be ground zero for a major outbreak, and not a Giardia. However, the potential pandemic isn't the most concerning piece of news that I've received. Patient 4 brutally killed her husband with her bare hands. She kidnapped patient 1 after also murdering the child's parents. Patient 3 also violently attacked his parents. The three were last spotted in the waterways near Kate's Crossing. In addition, several people have been reported to have gone missing on the river. I am convinced it is all connected. Tape 6. Bad to worse. Researcher, Dr. Julia Williams. Station, Kate's Crossing Health Unit. Date, the 18th of October, 1989. Report. The summer went exactly as I figured. More sick, most get better quickly, which means no one cares about the possible secondary infection. I can't in good conscience allow this to continue. Despite pleading with everyone in my department, no one will listen to my concerns. I'm thankful I live outside of this parish. Now, they are building a landfill near the river. The rumor in the town is they are covering something up. Some say it's a spaceship. But I don't have time for that nonsense. I think it's time I threatened to go to the press. Addendum, and I was terminated, effective immediately. However, when I returned to my office, I found a tape on my desk. There was a note that simply said, Lab 8, come at night. The following was recovered from a missing persons case. Based on what I've seen on this tape, I will return tonight. Tape 7. Alien. Researcher, Dr. Julia Williams. Station, Kate's Crossing Health Unit. Date, the 18th of October, 1989. Continued. Report. I was shocked to find my supervisor and his assistant were the ones who left the tape. Apparently, they have been trying to figure out who they can trust with the current threat. They believe most of the parish government has been infected. Regardless, what they showed me in Lab 8 was disturbing to say the least. The virus is sentient. It doesn't want to just spread. It wants control. From what we can observe, the worms spread throughout the body's nervous system, so they can override the host when needed. The tumor acts as a second brain. Even decapitated, the worms keep the dog's head alive. According to the data he's seen, most will simply succumb to the virus, lose control. A small portion will perish. The remaining will mutate into giant amphibious creatures. Afterwards, we went to my supervisor's, Jim's home. He and Jay spent hours telling me how the local government is planning to introduce the virus to the water and food supplies. We discussed plans of how to go public over a bottle of wine. Alien invasion by way of viral infection is frightening, but I must admit, it feels good to no longer feel alone. Tape 8, The End or the Beginning, Personal Journal, Dr. Julia Williams, date, the 19th of October, 1989. Thoughts, I must have passed out, because when I woke up, I was alone. Jim left me a note. It said two things: welcome to the family and see you back at work in 2 weeks. Fired and rehired in 24 hours, must be some kind of record. Then I guess the real battle begins. Last night, Jim seemed pretty confident that we will be able to get both the CDC and military involved. The 6th of November, 1989. Back to work and back to war. I'm feeling under the weather, but Jim and I have a big meeting today. Time to discuss the future. Odd, Jim wasn't him today, but he left the bottle of wine that we shared 2 weeks ago. It had instructions to analyze. So I did as asked. Oh God. I am infected with the Tangi virus. I immediately left. As I drove away, the staff at the entire building followed me to the parking lot and watched me as I drove away. They were all smiling. How can I be so gullible? The 5th of February, 1990. I'm working in a veterinarian's office. I've been poisoning my body with anti-parasite drugs and chemotherapy meant for dogs. I'm 40 pounds underweight, bald, my mouth is covered in sores, but I've kept the disease from overtaking me. But I'm just buying time until I can figure out how to cure this thing. The 23rd of April, 1990. I can feel them scratching at my skull. The drugs aren't as effective anymore. My fingers are spasming. My eyes are twitching. I am dying. The 5th of May, 1990. I've been having the strangest dreams. I've been thinking about Ireland, France, moving to the States for med school. The 15th of June, 1990. I miss my mom and dad. There's so much I wanted to do. I wanted to meet someone, grow old, have kids. Now I'll never do anything. The 27th of August, 1990. I can hear them now. They want me to consider them my children. I consider them a plague. The 21st of September, 1990. I lost my job at the vet's office. My memory isn't what it used to be. I'm mailing these tapes to the FPTV cable station, the council too. Maybe they can use what I learned to save us. The 8th of October, 1990. I'm ending things tonight. If anyone watching this wants to know my last words, there, boil anything you drink. It kills the virus.
상사뿐 아니라 보건소 직원 모두가 이미 감염되어 있었습니다. 아니, 어쩌면 더 윗선까지도요. 줄리아 박사가 떠날 때 모든 직원이 웃으며 배웅했다는 장면, 상상만 해도 소름이 돋네요. 줄리아 박사는 결국 비극적인 결말을 맞이했지만 케이블 방송국인 FPTV에 모든 폭로 자료들을 보냈습니다. 물론 바로 다음 장면에서 FPTV가 철거됐다는 자막이 나오는 걸로 볼 때 그마저도 잘 되지 않은 것 같지만요. 지금까지도 활발하게 활동을 이어가는 유튜버 빈티지 에잇의 작품 탄지 바이러스는 아날로그로 추천 리스트를 작성하면 절대 빠지지 않고 나오는 명작 중의 하나입니다. 약간 스포하자면 이 제작자의 아날로그로 사가 중에 탄지 바이러스가 1편에 해당하거든요. 언젠가 이 이야기들을 모두 리뷰하는 날이 왔으면 좋겠네요. 물론 탄지 바이러스 이야기 아직 끝나지 않았습니다. 오늘 영상은 여기까지이지만 감염시키려는 정부, 감염을 막으려는 FPTV의 저항을 담은 다음 리뷰 영상도 금방 이어질 예정이니 기대해주세요. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.